built a video subject tree that will help me stay on message on this channel, but also expand the subject matter to meet what my goals have been from the beginning, to get the channel recognized so when AI takes off and there's attention to global UBI, we start to do the work of reconstructing our values and our global society financially. We have to do better than patting the rich on the back and telling the poor to go and die. The only way we're going to escape that outcome is by having a multi-step plan that we can incrementally implement. Since the Industrial Revolution began in 1712 with the invention of the steam engine, we haven't really done a good job of redistributing the value that automation provides. The benefits that we get from collective development of technology should be taxed and dropped into a fund that distributes a UBI with no means testing. As AI and robots become more capable of replacing human labor, for the first time in history, we'll have an option for machines to do the jobs that need to be done. For instance, if everybody was rich, nobody would dump the garbage or pump the septic tanks. The rich have sort of been leaning into that argument for hundreds of years. Finally, there will be a robot for that. But if we allow exclusive privatization of wealth that was developed by the progress of the general population of the world to funnel into the hands of a few, they will starve us out and use robots to do their labor. There has to be enforced organizational charter systems. If your organization intentionally avoids the laws, you have your charter revoked. So there's a lot to talk about, and I'll do my best to sort of make these sometimes boring topics engaging. It'll certainly get better as time goes on, capturing and holding your attention with the YouTube trickery we have to do. Let's talk generally about global wealth. The population of the world as of September 6, 2024 is 8,174,701,817. We can see how wealth is recorded here. It's better if you look at this bottom part at the beginning. So it's the pyramid's sort of deceiving, but 52% of adults have less than $10,000 per year. 34.4%, 10,000 to 100,000 per year. 12% are 100K to a million per year, and 1.1% of the population have a million or above. And you can see the pyramid represents the actual cash breakdown. So this says 45.8%, but it's referring to the 1%. This is what the 1% has, this top part. And then below that, the 12% has this part right here. And 34% of us have this part. I think I'm right in there somewhere, being crushed by that. And then 52% of the world has this thin little layer right here. So you understand, but okay, so the whole point of showing you this is so that you understand that all the machinery that keeps people paid, all the machinery that keeps us fed, all the machinery that builds our houses and even runs our monetary systems is in this top part, the 1% top part, because they own the structure itself. So the point of making this video really is to let you understand that there's no path where we divide things up between us and we all just become rich because the rich have taken everything. What the rich have, the billionaires, is the machines that allow us to make a repetitive payment where we receive money and then we spend money, receive money and then spend money. And that keeps us alive. Whereas if you divide things up, now you just get a one-time payment and that division destroys the machinery that keeps you paid. So the money becomes worthless if you divide it up anyway. So that's the point of this video. So global wealth is $454.4 trillion, okay? That's basically $55,586 per person as a one-time payment. If you have to sell off the assets of the world to redistribute your wealth, you can take your $55,586, which is now effectively worthless, and head out into your new Mad Max reality. We all know we need that amount per year, not a one-time payment. We can't sell off assets that we survive on worldwide just to redistribute wealth fairly. It isn't an option. Things get complicated when you take into account different types of wealth, like derivatives and crypto. Total global liquid money supply is estimated to be 120 trillion. So if you divide up only the liquid assets, which you can't do either because that keeps us going, but let's just say hypothetically you did, and you kept all the machinery in place, that's only $14,679 per person as a one-time payment. It's totally useless to you. Dividing things up is totally useless to us. Finally, there's 3.3 quadrillion in investments, derivatives, and cryptocurrency. If we divide that up by the current population, that equals 403,000 per person. Seems like a significant amount, even for a one-time payment, but maybe you guys can talk about this in the comments, but the financial power is not fully realized. And I believe it couldn't be realized all at once. Like if you tried to get your money back on that stuff, everything would just collapse and it would be worthless because it's just not even real money yet. So the point I'm making is if we can't redistribute the wealth of the entire world without destroying it, certainly eating the rich and taking the wealth of billionaires will also destroy us. Their assets are what keep us circling with regular payments over time. Like it or not, we need their assets. Not them, but we need their assets. It would be more reasonable to get tighter controls over the way certain monies are spent. I believe a strong charter system could hit the right leverage. Or we limit how much billionaires could privatize. But even if we took the money that, let's say we limited billionaires to $100 million of their private asset, and then everything that their companies made over that, they either had to reinvest it back into business to create jobs for us, or it went into a UBI. Let's say hypothetically we did that. It still wouldn't equal that much money. The thing that's keeping us alive is this thing that circles. So everybody has to realize that. If we kill it, we kill ourselves. And it's terrible the way things are, but that's the reality. That 1% owns the machinery, but that machinery also keeps us alive. So we have to think about that. And while I do believe that we should limit what billionaires can take for themselves, we have to understand that their assets, we need their assets. But we have to address global disparity as soon as possible. Problem is they don't care about ethics. They're opportunists, so they have to be made to care because that's more important. Your individual opportunity is not more important than the ethics of the group. Ever. $1 privatized by me is $1 removed from the system for everybody. That's a hard ethical implication. So as we move into the future, we need to explore all possible value systems. In addition to supply and demand capitalism, we'll always need it. And we have to focus on a worldwide UBI as we move forward, automating our future. We can't just do nothing about global wealth disparities. We have to make sure that poor people around the world get some industries in place wherever they are, or we move them out of those areas so that they can have normal lives, running water, sewage that goes away from their house, dirt floors aren't that great, It'd be nice not to have a dirt floor in your house, right? We need to do this work to bring everybody up to speed. There shouldn't just be rich countries and poor countries. So if you like this kind of philosophical subject matter, help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel.